You're listening to the Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates.
I'm Sarah Gulseth.
It is Friday, August 9th.
I have nothing special to say.
I just threw it right to you, didn't I?
Other than I'm going mountain biking tomorrow.
Yay!
Yay! I'm really excited. Finally, the trails are they've been dry for like 3 weeks. It's amazing.
So you won't fling mud everywhere if you...
In theory. Yeah.
In theory. That's a good try. Good music.
Yes.
On deck today. And coming up in the second half, some recently tragic events here in the United States. And everybody wants to respond. Everybody has a response to that. What do we do with that? Because many times there are conflicting responses, especially when we share them on social media. So we get to talk.
Yeah.
We had the chance to talk with Pastor Matt Richard earlier this week, and we'll share that with you coming up in the second half of the program. Thanks to Concordia University, Wisconsin, for supporting the Coffee Hour. You can find out more about them at csl.edu.
Live uncommon.
Joining us in studio this morning, Dr. Jim Marriott, Director of Musical Arts and Kreft Chair for Music Arts at Concordia Seminary in St. Louis. Dr. Marriott, thank you so much for joining us in studio this morning.
Yeah, happy Friday to y'all. So fun to be with you. I always love these opportunities to chat with you, so thanks for the opportunity.
Well,
I appreciate the bow tie.
I do too.
We'll have to share a picture.
I also appreciate that he said y'all. Did you get one of the... He did say y'all. Did you get the... And also with y'all?
I did. Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah. So we just
commercial for CPH.
Spent a week in Alabama, just fresh off of that. That's where I grew up, and so I'm still in my southern drawl. I brought it back with me for a couple weeks, so it's good.
Wonderful.
I'm fine with that.
And not only do we get to chat with Dr. Marriott this morning, but if you stick around for chapel this morning at 10 a.m. and the special missionary sending service, you'll get to hear the music of Dr. Marriott as he will be the organist this morning, correct?
Yes, absolutely. And it's fun to serve there. My uncle is Dan McMiller, and he's helping to lead the service today. And good friend Philip Magnus is being sent this morning, so it's really an honor to be part of it this morning.
That's true. We're sending a musical missionary this time.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
A music missionary.
They were singing yesterday during their orientation, and it was fun to listen because they were singing in French. It's fantastic.
Especially if you understand French.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about the Concordia Seminary Concert Series. What is the Concordia Seminary Concert Series?
Yeah, so the Seminary Concert Series is kind of a new development. We were very sad to see Baca the Sem go from the seminary, and we wanted to continue kind of in the legacy of Baca the Sem to offer arts and music for the St. Louis community. So we developed this concert series as a way to keep that ministry going. And we have run it last year and had a really great concert series last year. This year we have just an incredible series of concerts lined up. And actually we've expanded the series that now there are 3 different categories to it. We have a series of premiere concerts. We have concerts that we offer after chapel once a month. And then we offer a summer Carillon series as well. So we're kind of bringing 3 different concert series into one home under the Concordia Seminary Concert Series. And we're excited about that slate of performances this year.
Yeah, that's a lot of music for the community.
It is a lot of music for the community, which is really cool. We kind of stumbled into a few of these different ideas, and now it's become something that really has taken off. The After Chapel Concert Series, especially, we started that because we had a piano that was generously donated to the seminary for our balcony. It's a beautiful baby grand piano. And we wanted to do a dedication recital, so we decided to do that dedication recital for 20 minutes after chapel. And it was really, really well attended. And we thought, well, this is a good idea. We should keep these after chapel concerts going. And so now that's what we do. Once a month on Tuesdays after chapel, we have 20-minute recitals. And the students and the faculty and the staff love them, and we did that all last year. And it was kind of an in-house thing where just students and faculty staff came. This year, we're advertising them to the community at large as part of our concert series to just invite people on campus during the regular academic activities to come to chapel and to stay for the after-chapel concerts. It's a really cool deal.
So what time is that for people who aren't in tune with
Absolutely, yeah.
with seminary things?
So chapel runs from 9:35 to 9:55, and we're very intentional on those days that we make sure we run on time. And then the recitals then run from 9:55 to 10:15. Classes start again at 10:25. So we have a tight window there, but it works really well so that people can come to chapel at 9:35 and then stay through the recital. And often our recitalists also lead chapel music that morning as well, so that we kind of double dip on them and get as much music out of them as we can in a short amount of time.
Which Tuesday of the month?
It varies.
Or it varies.
And actually,
Okay.
The funny thing is the first one ended up for this year, it's going to be on a Monday.
Oh.
Because we have Dr. Scott Hislop is coming in for a hymn festival, talking about Paul Montz. He's a Paul Montz expert, and so we were negotiating some things with him. Scott is the cantor at St. Lawrence in Frankenmuth, and
Michigan.
Yep, Frankenmuth, Michigan. Yes, and he's coming in for this Paul Montz hymn festival that he's leading, and. I wanted him to do something with Paul Montz music, and he said, well, actually, would you mind if I brought my harpsichord along and did a harpsichord recital? And I was like,
do you bring a harpsichord?
Well, I asked him that, and he said, well, it just fits right in the back of my car. And so...
of course it does.
Tune it?
He will, but he can tune it himself, and so we'll have some students that will unload it and put it in the chapel balcony, and he'll tune it, and
That's really
our
cool.
first recital is a harpsichord recital. I never would have imagined that would have been on our concert series slate, but I'm very excited that it is.
Well, that's fun.
Leave it to the Lutherans. Can I bring my harpsichord along?
Sure.
The after chapel concerts will feature harpsichord, organ one time, saxophone, classical saxophone, and classical French horn. So it's a really eclectic sound that we have. And then a young performer, his name is Ryan Edinger. I think he's been on your program before.
We've talked with him.
He'll be doing a joint piano organ recital. He's my organ student now, and so it'll be kind of his, his end of the year recital. So, and then Ladamus, our touring choir, will sing. So we have a good mix of people that'll be performing in those concerts.
Those are fun. So we could talk about this all day.
Yeah, sorry.
The premiere concerts. You've got 3 of them coming up this year?
We do, and these are, we call them premiere concerts because they're the ones that happen on Sunday afternoons, and they're kind of the ones that we're most invested in. And the first is the opening weekend hymn festival. This is the third year that we've done this now. And we're very excited to welcome Dr. Jeffrey Blursch from Concordia, Nebraska as our guest organist and composer. And he's an incredible musician and a great friend and mentor. And I'm very glad that we get to feature him on that program. And then we have Valparaiso coming back in March. If you remember, we were trying to have Valparaiso perform the St. Matthew Passion last March, and we got snowed out. That was that really weird snow weekend. And so they are coming back. It's not St. Matthew Passion. It's just their normal choir tour this year. But they're very gracious to come back and to perform for us again. And then we're going to welcome Dr. Laura Ellis from the University of Florida to do a joint organ and carillon recital. She is an organist and carillonneur at the University of Florida, and so she's going to do the first half of the program on the organ and the second half of the program on the carillon, and we'll have a little intermission in between.
Give her some time to get across campus,
so that she can walk up the tower and perform. But that'll be it'll be the end of April, so the weather hopefully will be nice by then.
Hopefully no snow.
Exactly, and so that'll be really fun too. So again, a really just eclectic group of musicians and a eclectic sound that we'll feature this year in our concert series.
We have just about 2.5 minutes left. Opening service coming up soon as well for the academic year.
Exactly, and those are always a wonderful opportunity to welcome new students and to celebrate faculty promotions. And we also have some calls that are issued for EIIT and S&P students then. So there's a lot happening in that service. And musically then it becomes one of our bigger services as well. I'm very excited about that service. It'll be very ethnically diverse, with our EIIT feature. And so we'll have a number of different intercultural musical elements that'll happen in that service, and that's a lot of fun as well.
And that's coming up, what is that, August 25th?
So the opening service is Friday, August 23rd at 10 a.m.
Okay.
And then that's kind of the kickoff worship service of the weekend. And then the opening weekend hymn festival with Dr. Blursch is the 25th at 3 o'clock. So there's two big worship services in the course of, 72 hours or something? It's a crazy weekend, but it's a lot of fun. So.
That's outstanding. A great way to start off the year as well, the school year.
Can never go wrong singing hymns, I tell you.
That is true.
This is true. Now, earlier you mentioned, I believe, classical saxophone and French horn.
French horn.
Classical banjo, is that a thing?
It is, and actually, we would welcome President Harrison if he wants to come and perform banjo. And if you have other banjo recommendations, we would definitely take it, and we'd love to have it. So
outstanding.
We know some people.
That's good.
I'm sure you know some people too.
We had marimba last year, and that was really exciting too.
Marimba.
So we're pretty invested in offering kind of an eclectic mix of music in those programs,
and using all of these instruments in service and glory to God.
Exactly right. Yep.
Outstanding.
So cool.
How can we follow the news on the Concordia Seminary Concert Series? We have just about half a minute.
Yep. So the concert series, our Laudamus tours, and everything else musically at the seminary is csl.edu/music. And it's the easiest way to get there, csl.edu/music. And it'll bring up our music and arts page, and all the information is there about all the cool musical things that are happening at the seminary.
Even I can remember that.
That's easy enough.
That's the only way I remember it. I think the actual link is something different, but I just type in csl.edu/music and it works.
It takes you right there.
Yeah.
And then you see everything that you're doing for the semester. Right?
Absolutely.
Our guest today, Dr. Jim Marriott, Director of Musical Arts and Kreft Chair for Music Arts at Concordia Seminary St. Louis. Thanks so much for joining us this morning on the Coffee Hour.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Coming up in just a little bit, we talk with the Reverend Dr. Matt Richard of St. Paul's Lutheran Church in Minot, North Dakota, about some of these issues with these recent violent crimes. You're listening to the Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates.
I'm Sarah Golseth.